So speaking of that, and welcome back to my channel, Real Life Dari Lessons with me, Val. All right, so today's lesson, let's get right back into it. I know I was absent for a couple of weeks, but I'm back, and hopefully we can resume long form video lessons, Dari video lessons, and also the vlogs as well. But I have to go to the store to do a vlog for you guys, so next time I go shopping, I will take you with me. For today's long-form lesson, we are going to discuss introductions and greetings. So this is quite an important lesson. So take your pens, pencils out, and get ready. All right, let's begin. Introductions, let's get right into it. Formal. So in Dari, how do we say, hello, my name is whatever, your name is blank. What is your name? So I'm going to give you a sample. Ready? Now, this is how you say it formally. Salam. Hello. Name man, name, mine. Okay, that's the order that Dari is spoken into. So my name is Name man, Valerie, Valerie hast, is. Okay. Name, name, shema, you, formally. Name shema, chi hast. What is your name? So let's say this quickly. You guys can look at the screen beside me and read along with the sample there that I've given. And I'm just going to use my name. All right. Salam, name man, Valerie hast, name shema chi hast. Okay. Hello, my name is Valerie. What is your name? So that's exactly what I just said formally in that sentence. And you can ask pretty much anybody that you're not close to. So coworkers, people that you work with that you don't know their name yet. If they are from Afghanistan and they speak Dari, someone at a restaurant, at a doctor's clinic, at an office, anywhere. So you already know what formal means. So formally. So salam, name man, Valerie hast, name shema chi hast. All right? Now chi means what? Hast means, as you know, it is. What it is, or what is. In this context, it would mean what is. Okay, chi means what? Chi. Chi. You can also use it as a question. Chi. Okay, what? All right, let's head on to the next one. Now, informal. How would we say, my name is Valerie, what is your name? Or whatever your name is, you can fill in the blank yourself based on whatever your name is. So informally, you would say, Name ma, Valerie asked. Okay. Name ma Valerie asked, nome tu chi asked. So instead of saying shema, which is formal, you would say tu, you, informal. All right? That is a difference right there. Salam, name ma Valerie hast, nome tu chist. Nome tu chist. So if you noticed, formally I said, Salam, name man, Valerie hast, nome shema chi hast. Okay? Name shema chi hast. What is your name? All right. Now, I know, once again, a lot of Dari speakers, you're going to hear them say asked as opposed to hast. I just like to use hast because that's the grammatically correct way of speaking. Okay. But you can say asked as well, A-S-T. But the grammatically correct way is hast. All right. Hast. So, salam, name man, Valerie hast, name shema chi hast. All right. Hello, my name is Valerie. What is your name? Formal. Now, anyways, let's go back to where we were, which we were discussing how to say it informally. Nome ma. Now, instead of man, you're saying ma, which is informal. Nome ma, Valerie hast or asked. Nome ma, in the context of informal, let's just use asked. Nome ma, Valerie asked. Nome tu. Now I'm saying you in the informal way. Nome tu chist. Okay? Now, informally, it's actually chi hast. What is? Chi hast or chi hast. But informally, sometimes people say chist, which is so fast. They put the chi and the hast together and you get chist. Nome tu chist. Nome tu chist. Very informal. Okay, you would not use this with someone who is, say, older than you, much older than you. So you want to show some respect. You would more likely use the formal way. Okay, but this you can say it to somebody who's younger than you by many years. Nome tu chist. Okay, Salom namama Valerie asked, name tu cheest. When I say cheest, I'm not saying cheese, by the way, like the cheese that you eat. I'm saying cheest. Cheest. It is the form of chi hast put into one very quickly. Cheest. It's not even a word, but you are going to hear it. Cheest. Cheest. That basically just means chi hast. Okay? Name tu chi hast. Now, a shorter way of saying what is your name is Nomit cheest. Nom, which is name. Nom it. Nomit et. Nom it. Nomit cheest. Very, very informal. Nomit cheest. What's your name? Okay? You could say this to pretty much anyone in the informal manner. Nomit cheest. What is your name? Nomit. Name. The it makes it possessive. Okay? Nom it. Yours. Nom it. Cheest. Which just technically means chi hast. Okay? You can say nomit chi hast. You can say that too. But you are going to hear nomit cheest. What is your name? Very short, very informal. You can also use that in an informal setting. All right? Now, next lesson. Formally, how do we say hello, how are you? Or hello, are you well? Ready? Salam. Hello. Shema, you, in the formal way. Khub hastin. Khub means well. Hastin means are you? Khub hastin. Well, are you? Salam. Well, are you? Salam. Khub hastin. Salam. Khub hastin. Hello. How are you? Hello. Are you well? Two things. Both mean the same thing. Okay? Salam. Khub hastin. All right? Salam. Khub hastin. Hello. How are you? Or hello. Are you well? Okay? Khub, once again, means well. Salam. Khub hastin. Hello. Well, are you? Basically, I'm saying, are you well? Salam. Are you well? Hello. Are you well? Okay? Salam. Khub hastin. In response, you would say salam back to them because you're saying hello. You're responding back to them. Salam. Or you would say the formally correct way, walaikum assalam. Okay? Or you would respond like that. Walaikum assalam. You can either say salam or walaikum assalam. You would say, so let's use the short form. Bale man khub hastam. Bale man khub hastam. Yes, I am well. Okay? Formally. Salam. Shema khub hastin. Salam. Shema khub hastin. Salam. Or walaikum assalam. Bale man khub hastam. Okay? Hastam, because that's the grammatically correct way of saying it, and it's also formal. Hastam. Okay? Bale man khub hastam. Or yes. Yes, I am well. Now, traditionally, you can also add a thank you after that. Salam. Bale man khub hastam. Tashakar. Hello. Yes, I am well. Thank you. Okay? Tashakar means thank you. Tashakar. Salam. Bale man khub hastam. Tashakar. Thank you. Okay? Hello. Yes, I am doing well, or I am well. Thank you. All right? Salam. Bale man khub hastam. Tashakar. Okay? You could read it on the screen next to me and just go along with it. All right. Now let's complete that sentence. So after the thank you, you can say and you. And the way you would say and you is washama. 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 Wa means and. So washama. Okay? Washama and you. All right? Salam. Shema khub hastin. Hello. Are you well? In response, question. Salam. Shema khub hastin. Which means hello. Are you well? Are you doing well? In response, you would say salam or walaikum assalam. Bale. Yes. Man khub hastam. I am doing well, or I am well. Tashakar. Thank you. Wa shema. And you. Wa means and. Shema means you. So wa shema and you. And you can use wa shema in a lot of other contexts, right? So as we're using it in this context here, wa shema. All right. Now, after thank you, tashakar wa shema, you can also say tashakar. Shema khub hastin. which means thank you. Are you doing well? Are you well? Okay. Are you well? شما, are you well? خوب هستین؟ تشکر. شما خوب هستین؟ سلام. بله من خوب هستم. تشکر. شما خوب هستین? Okay. So when you say it fast, that's what it sounds like. All right. All right. Let's head on to our next lesson here. Now let's head on to the really informal way of asking how are you. So basically you would say salam. Tu khub hasti? Salam. Tu khub hasti? Hello. You're doing well? Tu. You. Which just means you, literally. You. Doing well? Salam. Tu khub hasti? All right. That's all. Salam. Tu khub hasti? Hello. You are well? Now remember that it's tu hasti, but in Dari, a lot of Dari native speakers are going to say asti. Okay? You're going to hear both. The grammatically correct way is hasti. Hasti with an H, hasti. But you're going to hear asti a lot. All right? Tu khub hasti? All right. Now in response, you are going to say salam. Ah. Ah, which means yes. A very formal way of saying yes. Ah. Okay? Obviously, you can say bale as well. Sounds a lot nicer and more formally correct. But you can say ah as well. Salam, ah, ma khub hastam. Salam, ah, ma khub astam. Tu khub hasti? Hello, yes, I'm well. Are you well? Salam, ah, ma khub hastam. Tu khub hasti? All right. Or you can say salam, bale. Hello, yes. Salam, bale, ma khub hastam. Tu khub hasti? Okay, tu, which is informal. Khub hasti? All right. So that's how you would say hi, how are you, and respond to hi, how are you in a informal manner. All right, let's head on to the next lesson. Now I'm going to go back a little bit. There's two ways of saying my name is. So formally you can say name man, my name, name man, or name mine, I should say in the correct order. Name man Valerie hast. My name is Valerie. Okay? Or my name is whatever your name is, you can fill in the blank. My name is Valerie. Name man Valerie hast. You can also say isme man Valerie hast. Okay? Isme also means name in Dari. All right? Name or isme. Isme man Valerie hast. All right? There's two ways. Name or isme man. Okay? Don't forget to say the man part because that would make it yours, possessive, okay? Name man, name mine, okay? Isme man, name mine, or my name, okay? All right, let's head on to the next one. Now, that was a formal way because I said man, remember? That was a grammatically formally correct way of speaking. Now, the informal way of saying my name is just ma. Name ma Valerie ast. All right? Notice how I didn't even say the hast, I just said ast. Nome ma Valerie ast. Okay, nome tucci ast. Okay, nome tucci est. Nome ma Valerie ast. My name is Valerie. Informal. Nome tucci est. What is your name? Informal. Nome tu, informal, ci est. Or cist. Nome tu cist. That is even cutting it shorter. Nome tu cist. Or nome tu ci est. All right. Now, again, remember that this is informal. If you're talking to an authority figure or someone that you're not close to or you don't know at all, I would not recommend using the informal way. It sounds rude. So maybe not to others it would sound rude, but culturally, in the Afghan culture, that comes off a bit rude. So you would really want to use that in an informal context and realize who you're applying it to. All right. Also, when you're asking somebody what their name is formally, as you know, you would say nome shema chi hast. You can also say isme shema chi hast. Okay? Remember that nom and ism means the same thing, name. Nome shema chi hast or isme shema chi hast. That's formally. Again, recap. Let's just recap here. Informally, you would say nome tu chi hast or nome tu chist. Okay? Informally, nome tu chist or isme tu chist. Or isme tu chi hast. All right? I hope that makes sense. Now, if you want to ask what is their name, say you're talking to somebody and you're talking with a person, you're talking to someone. Say you're talking to someone and you want to know what that person's name is over there. You would ask your friend or whoever it is, nome una chi hast. What is their name? Name una, formally saying their. Una. Name una chi hast. What is their name? Okay? Remember that una means they formally. Name una chi est. Name una chi est. Okay? What is their name? All right? Name una chi hast. That's formally. You can also say, again, to recap, isme una chi hast. Isme una chi hast. What is their name? Means the same thing. Okay? You could choose whichever one. Isme una chi hast. All right? Name una chi est or isme una chi est. Both formally means what is their name. It's a question. What is their name? All right. Now, a really ultra informal way of asking what is their name is name azu. Yeah. Name azu chi hast. Where in the world does azu mean? All right, let me explain that a little bit. Azu comes from azuna, azuna, azuna. As mi nome azu chi hast. Azu also means that. Azu, nome azu, like their name, very informal, very informal. Nome azu, their name. Azu means that in a very informal way. Azu means that in a very informal way. Nome azu chi hast. What is their name? What is their name? Very informal. Nome azu chi est. Nome azu chi hast. Okay? Or nome azu chist. All right? You don't have to use it this way, but you're going to hear a lot of Dari speakers speak this way, so I might as well teach you so you understand. So when you hear it, you know what they're saying. Nome azu chi est. What is their name? Very informal. All right? Again, a faster way of saying it is nome azu chist. Nome azu chist. Very informal. What is their name? All right? Or nome azu na chist. Right? Nome azu na. Now it becomes a bit formal. Nome azu na chi hast. Or nome azu na chist. It's a combination of formal and informal, this last part. I don't want you to get confused by that. So you could just say nome azu chi est. Or nome azu chist. Okay? There's many ways of saying it. I would just recommend writing all of this down in a little notebook and practicing it, because even if you choose to practice one way of saying it, it's good to know all of it, because if you're in a community full of Dari speakers, you're going to know what they're saying, because, obviously people come in different age groups, and they're going to apply different ways and forms of saying how are you in Dari, right? I wish it was as simple as saying how are you and just keeping it that way, but in Dari there's different ways of saying how are you, all right? But they all mean the same thing. Culturally, for us, it's important that we apply the correct way to people that are older than us or younger than us. Not always, but majority of the time. And it's good to know that as well. All right, let's head on to the next sentence. All right. Next lesson. How do we ask formally, where are you from? Great question, right? And I'm sure you're going to want to know this. Where are you from? Formally, you would say, Shema, you, formally, از کجا هستین. شما از کجا هستین. Okay? شما means you. از کجا, as from. کجا means where. Okay? کجا means where. شما, you. From where, از کجا هستین. Are you? Okay? You, from where are you? If that makes sense. So شما از کجا هستین. Okay? هستین, are you from? Okay? شما از کجا هستین. شما از کجا هستین. سلام. شما از کجا هستین. Salam. Hello. Where are you from? Okay? Or in this correct context, from where are you from? Now, depending on the context, I'm assuming that the person would know what you're talking about, whether you're asking them from what city they're from, or what nationality they're from. Okay, so obviously if you're asking somebody in Dari, then assumingly you would know that they were born maybe in Afghanistan, or maybe they'll tell you, or they'll say I was born in Afghanistan but I was raised in such and such country. All right, so we'll get variation responses, and we'll go through all that in our next lessons as well. In response to that, you would say, or the person would say to you, man, me, man, از افغانستان هستم. I'm from Afghanistan. Man, as from Afghanistan, which is, by the way, this is how you pronounce it correctly. Obviously, in English, it's Afghanistan, but the correct way of saying it in Dari, if you want to sound like a Dari speaker, is Afghanistan. There's a re in. Sorry, guys, I got cut off there. My battery died, so I had to charge it a little bit. Okay, so as I was saying, if you want to say the word Afghanistan correctly, like a Dari speaker would say, you would say Afghanistan. Okay, there's a ra in there. Afghanistan. Okay, that's how you say it correctly. Okay, Afghanistan. Okay, obviously in English it's Afghanistan, but in Dari the correct way of saying Afghanistan is Afghanistan. Afghanistan. And by the way, did you know that Afghanistan was called Ariana long time ago? Ariana. Okay? Anyways, we'll have a discussion about that some other time if you're interested. But yes, so Afghanistan. So you would say, man, me, as Afghanistan, from Afghanistan, hastam. I'm from Afghanistan. Man, as Afghanistan, hastam. Okay? Or you can fill it in. Man, as wherever you're from, hastam. Okay, if you want to respond to somebody who's a Dari speaker, man as Canada, man as Canada, hastam. All right. Now, the casual way of saying it is ma, me, instead of man. You would say ma as Afghanistan, hastum. All right. Instead of hastam. Hastam is just the correct way of saying, and grammatically correct way of saying I am. Okay? I am. Hastam. So, anyways, going back, informally now, you would say ma as Afghanistan, hastam. Okay, again, ma as Afghanistan, hastam. I'm from Afghanistan. All right, let's head on to our next lesson. Where do you live? The question, where do you live? Now, how do we say this in Dari? Dar kuja, that means in where. Okay, it's kind of weird, but in where do you live? Dar kuja, remember kuja means where. Dar, in where. Dar kuja, in where do you live? That's what it translates to. So let's say this. Dar kuja zindagi, life, which also means live. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Mekunin. Okay? This is the formal way of asking somebody, where do you live? Polite, respectful, formal way. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Where do you live? This is the formal way of asking someone where they live. Dar kuja zindagi. Now, the word zindagi means life, but it also means live, depending on the context and depending on your sentence. Okay? So, dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Where do you live? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Dar kuja, in where. Zindagi, live. Mekunin, the act of doing. Mekunin, live. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi, life. Mekunin, the act of living. That's what you're saying. Mekunin means to do. Okay? Dar kuja zindagi mekunin. Where do you live? That is exactly what you're asking somebody, okay, in Dari. Now, in response to that, you or someone would say to you, man dar Canada zindagi mekunam. All right? Man, me, dar Canada, in Canada, zindagi, live, mekunam, living, the act of doing. Mekunam, to do, to be. Okay? Man dar Canada zindagi mekunam. Mekunam again is the act of doing. All right. So what are you doing? You are living in Canada. Mekunam. To do. Man dar Canada zindagi mekunam. I live in Canada. Man dar Canada, Canada, zindagi mekunam. Man dar Canada zindagi mekunam. شما در کجا زندگی میکنین؟ شما در کجا زندگی میکنین؟ من در کانادا زندگی میکنم. Okay? The grammatically correct informal way. All right? Now, the informal way of asking somebody where do you live is salam. You can say salam depending on your conversation or where you are in your conversation with that person. You can say salam or just get right into it and say Da kuja zindagi mikuni. Where do you live? Informal. Da kuja zindagi mikuni. Dar kuja zindagi mikuni. Informally. Where do you live? Dar kuja zindagi mikuni. Okay? Mikuni. Instead of mikunin. Okay? Mikunin is formal. Mikuni is informal. Dar kuja zindagi mikuni. Okay? Now, sometimes you're going to hear da kuja zindagi mikuni. It's not correct, but a lot of Dari speakers will say da instead of dar. But the grammatically correct way is dar kuja zindagi mikuni. Okay? So dar kuja zindagi mikuni. Now, in response, informally, you would say ma dar Canada zindagi mekunam. Okay? Man instead of ma. Okay? Ma, not man. You would say ma dar Canada zindagi mekunam. Ma dar Canada zindagi mekunam. Or wherever you're from. Ma dar Germany zindagi mekunam. Ma dar America zindagi mekunam. Okay? Or wherever you're from. Okay? Ma dar Holland zindagi mekunam. I live in Holland. Okay? Wherever you're from, just fill in the blank. Ma dar mekunam. Mekunam. All right? Now, how do we say hello and welcome? Like, hi, welcome. Come on in. Welcome. Or just welcome. You know, you're welcoming somebody. So how do we say that? There's 3 ways of saying welcome. All right? The first way is salam, khush amadid. All right? This is the formal way of saying welcome. Khush amadid means, khush means happy. Amadid it means almost to come with happiness. Khush amadid, khush amadi, khush amadin. Okay? Same thing. Anyways, let me explain to you what all that means. So you would say welcome. Here's the first way of saying it formally. Formally, khush amadid. Salam, khush amadid. Amadid is the correct formal written way of saying welcome. Okay? Now you would use amadid correctly in a written form. So written text form. Amadid. Okay, you would use amadid. It's very formal. It's used usually in written context, in textual context, and in written context. Okay, that's not something that you would usually use when you're speaking with somebody face to face. It's usually used in written form and context. Okay, khush amadid. The next one, salam, khush amadin. Now this is the formal way of saying welcome. So you have guests that are coming into your house. What do you say? Salam, khush amadin. Okay? Khush amadin. Into your house, into your office, wherever you're welcoming somebody into somewhere. All right? Khush amadin. Salam, khush amadin. All right? And the informal way, maybe you've guessed it, is khush amadi. Okay? Salam, khush amadi. Khush amadi. Okay? Welcome. It just means welcome. Khush amadi or khush amadin. You're going to hear this a lot. All right? Especially if you're amongst a lot of Afghans or an Afghan community or organization. All right? Khush amadin. Khush amadin. Salam, khush amadin. Formal. Salam, khush amadi. Informal. All right? I hope that makes sense. Let's head on to our next lesson. Now, how are you? How are you? How do we say how are you? 3 ways. Number 1, formal. Okay, 3 ways. Number 1, chatur, which means how, has stayed. Chatur has stayed. How are you? This is the formal written textual way of saying how are you. Chatur has stayed. Maybe you're writing a letter to somebody. Chatur has stayed. How are you? All right. The second way is the formal way. Chatur has stayed. All right. I believe I've done a video on this for you guys, but anyways, I will recap on here again. Chatur has stayed. All right. This is the formal way of saying how are you? All right. Chatur has stayed. And the polite and respectful way as well. Chatur has stayed. The third way is informally. Chatur esti. Chatur esti. چطور هستی? Okay, you would say to somebody that you're close to. چطور هستی? How are you? Okay. چطور means how. هستی is are you. Okay, or you are. چطور هستید? چطور هستین? چطور هستی? All right. Now, that was quite simple. Try to practice that as much as you can, and you'll get it eventually. It's very easy. It's not that hard at all. Okay, try to practice that as much as you can. Now, another way to ask somebody how they're doing is to ask what condition they're in. What is their condition? What condition are you in? Literally. In English, it sounds bizarre. What condition are you in? I mean, you can only hear somebody saying that, say, between a doctor and a patient. But in the Afghan culture, it's very, very normal to ask somebody what condition they're in. But it sounds a lot more culturally appropriate to say, what condition are you in? It sounds a lot nicer. Maybe that's the word I should use when you ask somebody what their condition is in. Basically, you're asking, how are you? Like, how are you doing? So let me get right into that. Okay? So what condition are you in? In other words, what state are you in? All right? Hal, that's what it means. Hal. Hal shema چطور است? Hal means in what state are you in? In what condition are you in? Hal. All right? Hawl. It's the best way I can write it out for you guys. You can pronounce it. Hal. Now, again, there are 3 ways of saying this. A written, textual, formal way of saying that is چی حال دارید? What condition are you in? دارید. You are. دارید. To be in. Okay? دارید. Okay? دارید. What condition are you in? چی حال دارید? This is the formal, written, textual, correct way of saying that. What condition are you in? Or what's your condition? What condition are you in? Or what's your condition? Okay, it sounds a lot nicer and normal to ask this of somebody who already speaks Dari or is from the culture. They'll understand right away what you're trying to say. چی حال دارید? Okay, sounds very polite, very nice actually. Now the formal way of saying it is چی حال دارین? چی حال دارین? چی حال دارین? What condition are you in? And it sounds very nice. Like, it sounds weird when you say it in English, but in the culture, it sounds very appropriate. It's very normal to ask somebody what condition they're in. چی حال دارین? What condition are you in? It's very nice, actually, and respectful, too. چی حال دارین? چی حال دارین? That was the formal way. And the informal, as you guessed, is چی حال داری? چی حال داری? سلام, چی حال داری? شما خوب هستین? Okay. I'm not going to say what that is. I'm just going to let you guys learn and add to that. Because soon, when you learn everything here, you can actually play around with the sentences and the words. Okay? چی حال دارین? چی حال دارین? چی حال دارید? چی حال دارین? چی حال داری? چی حال داری? Okay? So, let's head on to our next lesson. Next lesson. How do you say, it's nice to meet you? Or, it was good to see you? It's nice to meet you. Seeing you was great. Now, how do we say this in Dari? Pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you. Seeing you was great. It was good to see you. Now, how do we say this in Dari? Formal.
از دیدن شما خوش شدم.
از دیدن شما. As from didan. Did means seeing. As didane, from seeing you. Happy I became. Happy I am. It sounds really weird in English, but in Dari, it sounds normal, okay?
از دیدن شما خوش شدم.
Seeing you it was good to see you. That's basically all it means. It was good to see you.
از دیدن شما خوش شدم.
All right, so
از دیدن شما خوش شدم. از دیدن شما خوش
it was
شدم.
good to see you. As didane shema, remember that's shema is formal.
از دیدن شما خوش شدم.
All right, that means it was good to see you. All right, and how do we say it in an informal way? As didanet خوشدم. As didanet, it's as if you realized, it's not as didane shema, it's as didanet it, which also means you. Okay, in a very short way. As didanet. Okay, as didanet خوشدم. As didanet خوشدم. Informal way of saying it was good to see you. As didanet خوشدم. As didanet خوشدم. All right. Khush again means happy. Shudam means to become. Okay, to be. we have many ways of saying, in the Dari language, there's many ways of saying to be, to become, to feel. Okay, and we'll go through all of those one day, and I'll do a lesson separately on all of those. So not to worry. I know it can sound a bit confusing, but just try to go along with the flow, step by step, and eventually you'll pick up. And if you do have a friend out there who speaks Dari, go ahead and practice with them, because that is one of the best ways that you're going to learn. So if you have a friend that speaks Dari, good for you. That's amazing, because now you can actually have somebody to speak with and bounce off your thoughts and ideas and these lessons that we discuss with, and you can speak with them. Okay, the more you speak, the better it is. All right, that'll help you really understand the language and pick it up and learn. So again, informally, as didanet khushdam. Now there's one other formal way of saying it was really good to see you. I don't really use this. You can definitely use this if you like this format. It is a bit long and drawn, but I'll explain it as fast as I can. You can say khushal shudam. Khushal means happy. Happy. I became happy, or giddy. Khushal shudam, the act of becoming happy, shudam. Khushal shudam. Khushal shudam as mulaqat shema. Okay? Mulaqat means same thing, the encounter, our encounter. I became happy from our encounter. I know that sounds very archaic, but in Dari and the culture, it makes a lot of sense. Okay? Khushal shudam as mulaqat shema. Khushal shudam as from the encounter. I became happy from your encounter, basically. That's what it means. I became happy from your encounter. Khushal shudam as mulaqat shema. Okay? Khushal shudam as mulaqat shema. It sounds a bit formal. You can use it or not, entirely up to you. But that is another way of saying it was good to see you, or I'm glad I saw you, or our encounter made me happy, or it was good to see you. All right? All means the same thing. How do we say thank you in Dari? Tashakar. Tashakar means thank you. Tashakar. Thank you. All right? Very simple. Tashakar. Now, this is very important because it is used on a daily basis or very, very often. In response to someone saying thank you to you, in the Dari, in the Afghan culture, it is very, very normal to say it's not worth a thank you, which technically means you're welcome or it's not a problem. But in Dari, we never say you're welcome. We don't say you're welcome. We always say it's not a problem. It's not even worth saying or mentioning thank you. It's not even worth a thank you. That's what we're trying to say. It's not worthy of a thank you. All right? It's not worthy of a thank you. So no worries. Don't worry about it. So how do we say that in Dari? So when somebody says tashakar, you say qabele tashakar nest. Qabele tashakar nest. Qabil means worthy. It's not worthy of a thank you. That's what you're saying back, okay? And it sounds very respectful, very nice, okay? Culturally appropriate. قابل تشكر نيست. It's not worthy of a thank you. Don't worry about it at all. It's nothing, okay? Which also, low-key means you're welcome, all right? So قابل تشكر نيست. It's not worthy of your thank you. Okay, so tashakar, قابل تشكر نيست. All right, tashakar, قابل تشكر نيست. Worthy of a thank you, nest. It's not. Nest means no. Nest means it is not. Okay, ne means no. Nest means it is not. Okay, nest. قابل تشكر نيست. No problem. You're welcome. No problem. It's not worthy of a thank you. But this technically translates to it is not worth a thank you. Okay? Your thank you. It is not worth your thank you. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. All right? Another way of saying thank you is khair bibini. Okay? It doesn't really mean thank you, but khair bibini means I hope you see goodness or goodness comes to you. Khair bibini. Like it translates to basically you're telling somebody, "Oh, thank you so much. I hope goodness comes to you. You see a lot of goodness." Tashakar, khair bibini. You can learn this and then add it when it's contextually appropriate, okay? In the context that you're speaking with someone. It's not necessary, but it's good to know it because you're going to hear it often as well. Tashakar or khair bibini. If you're helping somebody with something, khair bibini. All right? Khair bibini. Bibini means for you to see goodness or for you to see grace, okay? Khair bibini. All right? But to start it off, just go along with the flow and just learn how to say thank you. That's it. And if somebody says thank you to you, you can say قابل التشکر نیست. You can say that to them. Okay? Okay, so again, خیر ببینی means see goodness. Okay, it's like a blessing almost. See goodness. Okay? خیر ببینی, تشکر. See blessing, see goodness. Goodness comes to you. Thank you. Okay, especially if you're helping someone with something really big or important or something they really needed help with. All right? How do we say yes in Dari? Bale. Okay, means yes. Now, you're wondering, hey, my friend picks up the phone and says bale. What does that mean? It also means yes, but it also means hello. So, bale depends on the context that you're using it. You can pick up the phone and say bale, which means hello. It also means yes, but it depends on the context. So if you're picking up the phone and saying bale, that means hello. All right? If somebody is picking up the phone and saying bale, that means hello. Okay? But bale, as you know, also means yes. If you're in agreement with someone about something, you can say bale, bale. You're talking and you're saying yes, bale, which means yes, yes. Okay? 2 ways of saying it, depends on the context. How do we say no? 2 ways. Nee means no, or nachair. Nachair. Okay? You can say nee, which means no, or you can say nachair. Sometimes you'll hear somebody say both of them. Nee, nachair. Or nachair, nee. Don't ask me why. Don't just do it. Okay? So, nachair or nee. Both means no. Now, how do you say please? Lutfan. Lutfan. So let's just say use this in a sentence. Please open the door. Lutfan darwazara wazko. Lutfan darwazara wazko. Informal way. Lutfan darwazara wazko. Waz means open. Ko means to do. Okay? Lutfan darwazara. Darwaza means door. Lutfan darwazara wazko. Please open the door. Okay? Lutfan means please. How do we say you want to get someone's attention and you want to say, excuse me? How do we say that? Bebachchi. Bebachchi. Okay? Bebachchi. Excuse me. Bebachchi. Okay, next one. How do we say I'm sorry? Mara bebach. I'm sorry. Mara, me, bebach, which means forgive. It could also mean the word forgive as well. Mara bebach. I'm sorry. Mara bebach. Okay? Mara bebach. That's the formal way. Mara bebach. Okay, I'm sorry. Mara bebach. That's how you say I am sorry. Mara, me, bebach. Forgive. Forgive me. That's how you say forgive me. Mara bebach. All right? You're standing in line, and so you and someone get into this line at the same time. How do you say go ahead, or you go ahead first? Befarmain. You can point to the person if you want them to go first. That's if you want them to go first, and you can say befarmain. Go ahead. Okay, that means go ahead. Befarmain. Befarmain. These things are really important to know because this is what is at the root of the Afghan culture. That's what makes the culture. That's what makes the language. And this is what is used on a daily basis. Okay, cultural tendencies that Afghans have and the things that they use. Okay, all these are very, very important. Okay, so it's good to know all of these words because it is used on a daily basis amongst Afghans and the Afghan culture, within the language, in the communities, and families. Okay, so it's really important to know these things. This is how you become integrated if you want to become integrated and learn the language really well. So it's important to know all of these things. Okay, or if you're opening the door for someone, you can point out and say befarmoin. That means go ahead. You go first. Go ahead. All right. How do you say welcome to Canada? How do you say welcome to Canada, or welcome to whatever country you are in or they are in? Welcome to Canada, or welcome to wherever, Holland, Germany, Switzerland, wherever you are from. Okay. How do you say this to someone or to a student, for example?
در
Canada,
کانادا خوش
خوش
آمدین. در کانادا خوش آمدین.
In Canada,
در کانادا
خوش آمدین. Happy you came. آمدین. خوش آمدین. Remember that خوش آمدین means welcome. Okay?
در کانادا خوش آمدین.
Okay?
در کانادا خوش آمدین.
That's how you say welcome to Canada, or welcome to whatever country. You can fill in the blank. Welcome to Germany.
در جرمنی
That's how you say Germany and Dari, Germany, not Germany. That's how you say it in English, but in Dari it would sound like Germany. Ba Germany خوش آمدین. Okay? And the person in response, or you in response, can say, if somebody says that to you, تشکر خوش باشین. Thank you, be happy. Thank you, be happy. This is just a cultural way of speaking. Thank you, be happy. تشکر خوش باشین. تشکر خوش باشین. خوش, happy. باشین, remain. Remain happy. Thank you, remain happy. تشکر خوش باشین. Sounds very weird in English, but it makes a lot of sense in the Afghan culture. All right? تشکر خوش باشین. All right. Now the way to say okay, it's fine is صحیح است. It's fine. Sounds good. صحیح است. It also means it's right. صحیح means correct. Hast, as you know, is it is. صحیح هست. Correct, it is. Okay? It also translates to it's fine. صحیح است. It's fine. صحیح است. Correct. Okay? صحیح, remember صحیح? صحیح is correct. صحیح means correct. صحیح است. Correct it is. Which also means it's fine. صحیح است. Okay? You might also hear in a different context where somebody is saying yes, it's fine. Bale, remember? Bale also means yes. Bale, صحیح است. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Okay, it's fine. It can also mean an agreement where you're agreeing to something. Okay, I agree. Okay? Bale, صحیح است. Okay, I get it. Or okay, it's fine. It can mean many things. Say yes, it's correct. Bale, say yes. All right? Somebody says, hey, meet me over there at the mall at like 5:15 p.m. today. Okay, what would you say? Say, bale, say esta. Bale, say est. Or you can also say, bale, seista. Seista. Which sounds almost Latin for a second there. Bale, say est. If you say it fast, it's going to sound like bale, seista. Okay? Or bale, seist. Many ways of saying it. All right? A fast way of saying that is seist. Okay? Which means it's fine. Seist. Okay? Meet me over there. Seist. Okay? I'll pick you up at 7. Seist. All right? There's a little squirrel outside the car. Now, a common question amongst Afghans is, how is your family? How is your family? Okay, how is your family? Familietan خوب هست? Your family as well? Salam. Familietan خوب هست? Your family as well? Familietan خوب هست? Okay, you don't just say famil. Famil means family. When you say familietan, you're applying the family to the person that you're talking to. Now it becomes possessive. Your family. It basically means your family as well. Familietan خوب هست? Okay? That's how you say, is your family well? Very important amongst Afghans to ask about their family as well. It's tradition, it's cultural, it's respectful, it's very common. Familietan خوب است? Okay? You can also say everyone as well. Hamegi خوب است? Hamegi means everyone. Hamegi خوب است? Everyone is well. Hamegi خوب است? Familietan خوب است? Hamegi خوب است? You can even ask both of those in the same order at the same time. Salam, familietan خوب است? Hamegi خوب است? Hello, your family's doing well? Everyone is doing well? Right? So that's what you're basically saying. Very important, great sentence to know and understand and learn. Salam, familietan خوب است? Hamegi خوب است? Okay? In response, you would say, or someone would say, tashakar, thank you. Una خوب هستن. They are well. Tashakar, una, they, خوب هستن, are well. تشکر اونا خوب هستن. All right? تشکر اونا خوب هستن. Following that, you can say زنده باشین. Be alive. Very, very common to say this. زنده باشین means be alive or stay alive or God bless you. In other words, what you're really saying is God bless you. Okay, and you're saying that because you feel gratitude that the person asked about your family. Okay, again, family is very important amongst Afghans, as it is amongst many other cultures. Obviously, a lot of people and everyone, but it is a focus. What I'm trying to say, it's a very focal point of a conversation. Someone's family. Okay, it's always respectful to ask about their family. Familietan خوب است, همگی خوب است, زنده باشین, تشکر, or تشکر, زنده باشین. Okay, زنده باشین means God bless or be alive. It technically means Be alive. Zinda means alive. Boshin means the act of being. So be alive. That's what it means. Which means also God bless. Okay? Which also means God bless or a long life to you. Or I hope you have a long life for asking about my family. It's like a blessing. Zinda boshin. Okay? Zinda boshin. So I said zinda boshin, which is formal. Okay? Formal. Zinda boshin. If you want to say it to one person, that is not formal. That is, if you want to say it to somebody that you're close to, so informally, you would say zinda boshi. Okay? Zinda boshi. Zinda boshi. Khubastan. Be alive. They are well. Okay? Tashakar zinda boshin. They are well. Tashakar zinda boshin. They are well. Tashakar zinda boshin. Wa khub hastan. They are well. Okay? Or una khub hastan. You can say it in many ways. You can play around with that, but eventually you'll get a hang of it. All right, before we end our video, there's 3 more quick things that I like to teach you. I know this was a longer video than necessary, but there was a lot of important things in this video that I wanted to teach you guys that I hope that you have learned. It seems like the sun is actually going down, so I'll try to get these 3 next points in there as fast as I can for you because it belongs as part of this lesson. Okay, again, this was a long lesson, but a very necessary one as well. So how do we say good morning? Sob bakhair. Good morning. Sob bakhair. Sob bakhair. Sob means morning. Bakhair means God willing. In God's will. Okay? Bakhair. In God will. Morning in God's will. That's what it translates to. Sob bakhair. Sob bakhair. Okay? How do we say good night? Shab bakhair. Good night. Shab means night. Bakhair means in God's grace. Shab bakhair. In God's will. Shab bakhair. Okay? In the Afghan language, the term of God is used in almost a lot of the words that we speak. We always say God's name right after or before. It's very normal. It's cultural. Obviously, there's religious implications to that as well, but it's very normal to use God's name right after. Okay? Or any implication made towards God. Now, how do we say goodbye? Khuda hafiz. Khuda hafiz. Khuda actually means God. Hafiz. Khuda hafiz means goodbye. Khuda hafiz. Goodbye. You can also say ba'amane khuda. It actually means ba'amane khuda. Okay? Ba'amane khuda and ba'amane khuda are 2 of the same things, but I'm just breaking that down for you. Okay? So khuda hafiz. So the word hafiz, okay, so how do we say goodbye? Khuda hafiz. Khuda means God and Dari, and hafiz means guardian or protector. Now, the word hafiz means protector or guardian in the Arabic language. Hafiz or hafiz, okay? As you know, in Dari, a lot of our words are derived from the Arabic language as well, root words. So, khuda hafiz. Khuda means God. Hafiz or hafiz. Hafiz means protector or guardian. Okay? God protect you. That's what it means when we say goodbye in Dari. Khuda hafiz. God protect you. Or God be your protector, your guardian. Okay? So in Dari, Khuda hafiz literally means God protect you. But automatically for an Afghan native speaker, when you say Khuda hafiz, it means goodbye. Khuda hafiz. Okay? So technically you're saying bye to them, but you're also wishing them protection and love or, guardianship at the same time. You're saying God protect you. Okay? Khuda hafiz. So speaking of that, thank you for tuning in today's long lesson, but much necessary. Once again, I was absent for a while. I wasn't able to put a video out. I had a lot of spring cleaning to do and a lot of other personal things came up that I had to deal with this past few weeks. But I am back and hoping to launch regular videos on a weekly basis and to catch up because our next few lessons are going to be very interesting and also very fun. So stay tuned. Thank you again, my students, for tuning in into my channel, Real Life Dari Lessons with me, Val. I hope today's lesson was productive and I hope you learned a lot and I hope that you took some notes as well. All right, until next time. Khuda Hafiz.